Yeah, safe landing. That was good. That's good. I didn't want it to land in the water. Okay, I'm not actually on my GoPro. I'm just on my phone. But yeah. So Mind of a Snail and Keppa. Let me show you my bag setup. And anybody else is interested. And then I'll put in my last drone battery, and we'll go on one more flight. Hopefully, this last drone battery is fully charged. It looks like it is. For some reason, my last one wasn't. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to swap my phone camera to the reverse camera. So normally I stream outdoors with my face camera with a GoPro, but Hannah's going to be streaming soon. And so she's using the GoPro for her music stream. So today I'm just using my normal phone. But yeah, so basically I have this cutting board right here that goes into my backpack. And I have here a battery pack. This is also a battery pack, 20,000 milliamps. This one's 10,000 milliamps. This is a Raspberry Pi that I can put 5 Wi-Fi connections on. And then what I use is, phones, hotspots, and a Nighthawk hotspot 5G LTE router that then connect to the Raspberry Pi over those hotspots. And then this here is a encoder that takes the HDMI output from my drone controller. And then so the HDMI then goes into here, actually into this one. And then that connects to the Raspberry Pi, which then sends a SRT signal to the OBS on the remote server. And then this one is the encoder for my GoPro, which also has, it goes from HDMI on my GoPro and sends that SRT to the signal, and then that connects to the Twitch. And then here on the outside of my bag, this actually permanently hangs on the outside of my bag. This is a LTE 5G antenna that connects to my Nighthawk router to give me better reception. And then that's my case for my drone. And then here's the drone. And the drone is a DJI Air 2S. And there you go. That's the grand tour. You're about to go downtown to ferry to Bainbridge. Ooh, nice, Emily. Have fun with that. Hell yeah. That sounds great. So yeah, so I use the Raspberry Pi mostly for Speedify. Yeah, Emily, I'm a programmer. And I love messing around with technology, so that's why I have so much fun with all this kind of stuff. There's no Corsity, there's not enough power on the Pi to encode there. You can get a, there's another setup people use called a Bella Box, which uses like an NVIDIA version of a Pi. Basically, it's like a small embedded NVIDIA computer with an NVIDIA graphics card in it, and that you can encode at 1080p, 60 frames a second. A lot of people use that. Yes, so yeah, Keppa, exactly. So I do use Speedify VPN on the Raspberry Pi. So the so the Raspberry Pi has those multiple Wi-Fi connections which connect to my hotspots on my various phones and my Nighthawk router. And then Speedify runs on that to then bond all those connections together. Okay, anyway, enough talking. I'm happy to answer more questions, but I'm going to set up the battery now so we can do another flight. So let's do it. The batteries are nice and easy to swap, which is kind of cool. All right. Yeah, you need Joseph to follow you around so you can stream burning out in the field. That'd be sick. You rated that guy the other day, Di Thompson does that. I see. He must have a pretty sweet setup. Does Speedify improve stability a lot? Yes, it does. Definitely. I would say that doing outdoor streaming without Speedify or some type of connection bonding is a recipe for disaster. Okay, cool. This battery has 100%, so we should get like 30 minutes or so of flight depending. Okay, so I got the camera on the drone so you can watch it take off. Live View has similar tech to Speedify. Live View, exactly, has very similar tech to Speedify. The problem with Live View so the problem with Live View is that it uses RTMP as the protocol that it uses to stream, and RTMP sucks compared to SRT when you're streaming out in the wild, because SRT uses much less bandwidth and for the same quality. Oh wait, I think I put my camera the wrong way. Sorry, 1 second here. So the Live View, anyway, can only stream via RTMP. It can't stream via SRT. And so that's the main downfall of the Live View at this point. So anyway, SRT uses, like I say, less bandwidth. It's a more stable protocol for cell networks. The problem with it is you can't stream directly to Twitch with SRT, so you have to stream to a remote server, which you have to anyway for like overlays and stuff, and then you can stream to Twitch. Yeah, those ripples are nice. Okay, so let's do a flight now. Enough talking. Let me swap back to the drone. Oh yeah, that's right, WD-40. Yeah, exactly, Diatoms. Yeah, WD-40 has a big rig of stuff. Some sort of OBS server and all that stuff. Yeah, I think he had a little thing, showed his setup, and I looked at it, and it was kind of similar. You're getting your Raspberry Pi this week, Keppa? Nice, hell yeah. You have better sounds, better optics, and stream your PJs. Yeah, exactly, right? OpenTCDPM. I'm not familiar with that, Keppa. Hey, Anakin, how you doing? Okay. Let's not get wet. Yeah, let's not. Let's check out these ripples. We need Mind of a Snail bubble sounds. Okay, so our number one goal right now is to try to catch another seaplane flight coming in, because we caught one a little bit earlier, and we were able to watch the seaplane flight come in. And I was actually able to fly high enough where we were able to see it land with the Space Needle view, which is, come on, how more Seattle can you get than that? Okay, I kind of liked when we were over there by Gasworks Park. I was getting a little disoriented when we were over there. Just because, like, from here, I'm able to actually Okay, here it is. Here comes the seaplane. Okay, here he comes. Okay, there he is. There he is. Okay. Let's go up. Let me zoom in. Oh, it doesn't look like he's landing, though. He's flying. They're flying the wrong way to watch the landing, unfortunately. Seattle Krakens fan? I'm not much of a sports fan. I watch about one baseball game a year and one Mariners game a year, and that's about it. So no, I can't say I've ever actually watched a Krakens game. I hear a plane, but I think it's a commercial flight, not a seaplane. Okay, let's go back over to Gasworks Park, because that was pretty sweet. Catch up with the plane? I wish. Have you done a drone stream on a boat yet? No, but but I want to. And I'm sure I will at some point, because I go out on a boat a few times a year with my dad. And he's been on stream, so he's not shy. You saw Awkward's Travel use underwater drone on stream? Kappa, I've seen him do that before too. When Awkward's Travel does those underwater drones, it is hella cool. Let me turn my speed up here a little bit. So this drone has multiple speeds you can use. It has cinema mode, normal mode, and then sport mode. So normally I fly in cinema mode when I'm streaming because look at these boats. Normally I fly in cinema mode when I'm streaming because well, it goes slower, so it just kind of looks a little nicer, you know, because whatever, it's live streaming. So it looks a little nicer. But normal mode is what I'm flying in now, so it'll allow us to get across the lake a little bit faster and stuff like that. Ooh, let's do a little top-down view over these houseboats. I like these top-down views. They're cool. That. A little straight line, actually. That one kayak looks like it landed. There's a dog. A little dog running around. It's that way. So I'm at the upper limit I set for my height today, which is 40 meters. Technically, I'm allowed to fly to 120. With all this air traffic nearby, I just figured I'd keep it low. Because the helicopters and stuff are flying higher than that. Look at this, huh? This is about as far as I want to be, I think. Otherwise, I'm going to start losing signal. Look at that. Hell yeah. I wonder what everybody's doing over there. Let's zoom in. So this is all just optical zoom now. The drone's staying still. Or not optical zoom, sorry, digital zoom. Sorry guys, I can't really look at chat right now because we're across the lake, so I gotta pay attention. Yeah, look at this though. This looks sick. Okay, it's giving me a manned aircraft warning, so let me go down a little bit. Yeah, let me get another better view here that shows. Ooh, maybe we can get. Yeah. Maybe we can get the Space Needle along with the gasworks stuff. Oh, look at that. There's a seaplane. Oh, we just missed him take off. I'm still a fairly new drone streamer, or drone flyer, drone pilot, whatever you want to say. I've had it for several months now, and I've taken several flights, but I'm definitely not an expert or anything at this point. So I still like to be pretty careful and make sure that, you know, I'm flying in a way where I feel comfortable, where I know where everything's at. So sometimes I just like to fly back to where I am just to get a little reoriented. And then I'll look at chat and stuff. All right, so there I am. Cool. Take a look here. You're getting fiber optic connections to your neighborhood in a few months. Hell yeah, diatoms. Fiber is the best. 200 megabit upload. Yeah, anyway, yeah, Keppa, those awkward travel streams when they do those underwater drones are so awesome. Ferry stream would be sick, yeah. Although, yeah, you know, if I went to West Seattle and flew off of Alki, I bet I could get some cool ferry traffic. Maybe I'll try that. It's just a pain to get over to West Seattle, but I'm sure there are rules against it. Yeah, for sure. If you tried to launch off of the ferry, I'm sure you would get in trouble. Big drone rules in Vancouver, barely allowed to fly them anywhere. Am I doing something illegal right now? Mind of a snail? Of course not. I would never do anything illegal. Are you kidding me? Wouldn't a submarine drone be cool to explore too? Yeah, a submarine drone would be sick. I would love to have a submarine. A little impractical, but I feel like all you'd see is murky water unless you were in a swimming pool. Yeah, when Awkward's Travel did their underwater drone streams that I've seen them do it a few times. They like swam near it, so it wasn't like they weren't in like clear water or something like that where you could, you know, see a bunch of tropical fish or anything like that, like you might imagine. They were kind of out in the middle of the middle of somewhere. I don't know where they were. Thailand or something, I think, is where they are oftentimes, or at least they were then. But anyway, but they just were swimming near it. So it's not that you could really like see other stuff in the water, but you could like see them jump in, and one of the people they were streaming with or that was swimming with them or whatever, they were like, they did something, somehow they made some big like air bubble ring. I don't know if they did it with their diving equipment. I can't remember how they did it, but they like made it air bubble ring, and then they were like swimming through it and stuff like that. So mostly it was just like people stuff you could see. Just have to go to Thailand to stream. With the flashlight it'd be better. Hopefully we're able to see the bottom of whatever place you're at. Yeah. Over the water is legal. Yeah, definitely over the water is legal in Seattle for sure, 100%. And then it's like if you launch from the water and then you fly over the water, or you launch from private property and land on private property, there's like rules like that makes it legal. But yeah, we did get shut down in City Center. Yeah, Corsity. So basically I'm not exactly sure what happened if like, so the DJI can connects to the internet. It connects to the internet, and it does have like some kind of remote connection on there. Yeah, sorry, I don't have an actual microphone. I'm just going off of my phone. So my mic is probably not the best right now. But yeah, so when we were flying, I tried to fly down it basically at the Space Needle the other day when we were down there streaming on Hannah's stream, and I got some warnings about, you know, aircraft, and then my controls all went gray. And so I don't know if it was like just a coincidence that my drone happened to lose connection, which seems unlikely because I was close by, or if there's some type of override that DJI has where a signal can be sent to like tell the drone to go home. I'm not actually 100% sure how that worked, but my screen went totally gray and I wasn't able to control the aircraft anymore. And then what it did was what it did was it then used the auto return to home feature and flew back to, you know, the home base where I had set up. So anyway, I know that doesn't explain it very well, but basically I'm not really sure what happened. Yeah, the return phone feature brought back, yeah. No, yeah, not as exciting as you hoped, yeah. Yeah, she got distracted by it. Okay, Brandon, Point Roberts is a penna exclave of the United States on the southernmost tip of the Swasin Peninsula south of Vancouver, Canada. The area, which has a population of 1191, is reached by land from the rest of the United States by traveling 25 miles from Canada. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, we got 45% battery. Oh shit, here comes the seaplane. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. Okay, check this out. We're gonna go up. Oh, fuck. Alright. Now I'm gonna fly forward and I'm gonna zoom in and we're gonna watch him land. We're gonna watch him land over the... Let's see if I can get the Space Needle in view at the same time. Come on, baby. So there we go. That's digital zoom there. Fly to the right a little bit. Yeah. Cool. Oh, the space, I just realized I had the Space Needle in the upper right corner, so that was kind of probably partially covered by the map. Maybe I should have turned the map off today, since I'm not moving. Now we'll do a little zoom out for, what's the word? I don't know, location, orientation. Sweet. Haha, we got it. That's a big drone up there. Penna exclave, an area that is, for practical purposes, an exclave, but does not meet the strict definition. The area is not completely separated from the main part, but only practice brings by. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, kind of like that weird little spot in. Isn't there like a spot like that in Minnesota? It's only reachable by going through Canada. It's like the only spot on the whatever parallel it is that separates Canada and the United States that like actually has a little jagged border there. The northern angle. Yes, thank you, Corsica. Yeah. Cascadia. Okay, let's look at an area we haven't looked at yet, which is over here by the bridge. We caught the seaplane, so that was cool as hell. That was exactly what I wanted to have happen. I mostly kept it in view. I only panned the camera the wrong way one time. Or the, up and down on the gimbal. But let's check out over here at the, let's check out the freeway. And the boat's passing under the bridge. 49th parallel, yeah. We are close to Mind of a Snail, I know. Collab stream would be sick. Oh yeah. West Coast, Best Coast. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's get... I guess I'll face this way, so these are antennas, obviously. So I gotta face that way. I'm at my max height. I feel like maybe I set my max height to only 40 meters, but I think I might increase it here for this part because it feels like totally fine and safe here. Vancouver, BC. Alright, this is kind of cool. Okay, let me see. I don't know if I've ever actually tried increasing my height while I'm flying, but it looks like I can. Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, they're 120 meters. We're not going to go that high, but that'll allow me to go up a little bit. Oh, I gotta plug this phone in. 1 second. I swap my cord. Yeah, double-decker bridge. So if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm remembering wrong, that's the Fremont Bridge. Oh shit, there's some cables nearby. I guess I better be careful. Yeah, that's kind of a cool view. I mean, it's just a freeway, but it's a cool view. Let's see. What do I want to do? I want to go. Let's go over this way a little bit, and then let's watch some boats go under the bridge. Let's look for seagulls' nests on rooftops. Okay, let's do that. Looks like if you bang bells really loud into the headphones when you collab them. I'm getting distracted. Let's do something cool. Let's go this way. The platform here is running low on battery. It must be windy up there. My battery's fading pretty quick. I'm only at 20%, and we're on our last battery. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get perpendicular. Is that the word? We're going to get perpendicular to this bridge. And then we're going to watch a boat go underneath. And then, oops. And I think that might be kind of cool. And then I got to fly back because we're only at 19%. And if the drone falls in the water, that's it. Okay, this is kind of cool. Oh, there we go. Check that out. That's a cool view. I don't want to get too low, I don't think, because I got a few buildings in the way between me and the drone right now. Okay, I better head back. My battery's fading quick. That's a movie shot, buddy. Ah, thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was cool. I'd hang out there for longer, but 16%. Don't want to lose the drone. That'd be a bummer. Did I name the drone? I typically don't name things like vehicles or drones, but maybe I should name it. Do you have any recommendations? Here, let's fly a little slower and go over this spot here. This is kind of cool. So I just switched from my normal speed to cinema speed so that it goes a little slower. Can't wait to watch you fly over the Chesapeake. Hell yeah. Definitely fly over the Chesapeake. That'd be dope. Yeah, now 13%. It fades pretty quick. Once the battery gets low, it, especially if it's windy, it goes pretty quick. Okay, let's see. there's me. That little copse of trees. Oh, I'm in the red now. 11%. Okay. Actually, we didn't quite make it over. So let me switch. Bug's eye view. Okay, so let me this again. Okay. Yeah, it forced me to land before I could get back to my park. I was the next park, so I got to go get my drone. Okay, so I'm gonna unplug this, and we're gonna. I should still have a line scooter up there, and we'll cruise over there and go get it before anybody else finds it. Luckily, there's not many people down here. Look at this guy. Just landed. Hey. Yeah, it's okay. Whoops. Okay. All right, sorry guys. The camera's gonna be bad for a second here while I pack up. Park there before anybody else does. Okay, which way do I got my camera facing? Okay, check this out. We're gonna this. Actually, we'll just have it. All right, sorry about that. Camera work there, guys. I rented one of those lime scooters for getting down here. Why is it not switching back, I wonder? When I do main, should be main GoPro. Oh, there you go. That works. So this is why the GoPro is much better than the phone for these walking bits, because it is terribly for sure. So that little bit of trees right there is where we're going. There's a park right under this bridge up here that, like, God, not a very fun park to hang out. It's so loud. And I guess they got to do something with that real estate. Did it give me a map of where it is? Yeah, I was able to see where it landed. Right over here by this rock. Hell yeah. Look at this. Now that is an on-stream good fucking thing to see right there. Look at where it landed. Cut the grass a little bit. Phew, we got it back. Nice. Nobody was down here at the park when it happened. Okay, well, lesson learned. The last 20% goes quick. Luckily, we were fast enough. And the the drone is still in good. Sorry, it is really loud here with the cars. Yeah, we're still in good shape here. We cut a little bit of grass. We're good. So hell yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, so the map did give me, or the drone did give me a map of where it was, yeah. Yeah, that would be hella weird. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay, good. Cool, well, if I had my GoPro, we would do a little lime scooter stream back through Seattle, but I don't think I can really do image stabilization on this side. But let me check, because I think it has some built in. Hold on a second here. The camera's gonna be here for a second while I look. Let's see. We got focus, exposure, white balance. I know there's an option somewhere to change the image stabilization, because cameras, or phone cameras rather, do have built-in image stabilization, and I think you can make it like more intense or less intense. I can't seem to get to that setting right now. You're gonna jet? Okay, cool. See you later, Hannah. So I'm gonna check one setting. If I can find it, we'll do it. I'll hop on that scooter back there, and and we'll go on a little scooter ride, because I think that might be fun. I'll definitely end up doing that with the GoPro, because that'll work a lot better. But if I can't find it, we'll just go red. Turn it back on. 12 people onto one scooter? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now the image stabilization is on. Do we think that this is enough image stabilization? It sure as hell is going to be GoPro level image stabilization. So let me try moving the camera a little bit here and look at the stream and see how it looks. It might be good enough. You know what? We'll try it. And if it's terrible and ugly and not worth watching, then we'll just pull over and pull over and roll. But I gotta put this away now. Well, that was pretty exciting there. Having the drone not land where I wanted it to. So at the end, it was doing an emergency landing, it said. And so it was like bringing the altitude down without me, and I wasn't able really to say it as it was happening because I was too focused on what I was doing, but it was like coming down, it was like the altitude was coming down without me being able to control the altitude. I wasn't able to make it go back up. And so I just had to like get it into a spot, because at that time I was over the water. So luckily I like moved this park was here, and I was able to get it into the park before it just fully went down. So, lesson learned. More careful with that battery when it gets low. Man, I don't know how loud that traffic is for you guys, but it is very loud for me right here. So then this guy just folds up. Main scooter. So it does look like the image is cropped in a little tighter, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's part of the image stabilization. Yeah, those city scooters, I know that they're annoying when people like park them in bad places and stuff like that. But I tell you what, they sure are a lot of fun. Just gotta get my cords reorganized for a second here. Seemed like the connection was pretty good this stream, so that's nice. Cool. We're gonna let that down. This one down. Have all these little cable ties and cable organizers. Because when you got as many wires as I do outside, geez, you really need them. Okay. Maybe Hannah will be started by the time I wrap up. So here's my little my phone attachment. Wires, Joe isn't. Yeah, this will be good timing. And then I got stuff I need to do today. Okay. We're ready. Okay, bye spot where my drone was. Thank you, nobody, for stealing it. Oh, my granny's OnlyFans. Oh my god, I'm glad I don't follow you. That sounds like a terrible thing. Well, welcome. How you doing? We just got done flying a drone. But my drone's out of batteries now. We're in Seattle. We just were flying the drone over Lake Union. And now we're going to find one of these Lime scooters and do a little cruise through Seattle. Yeah. How you doing? Where are you at? Change my angle a little bit. Come on, stream. You can recover. Well, hopefully nobody grabbed the scooter. Probably not. We're not like in an area where a lot of pedestrians are. Stabilization's great. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So this is I turned on this phone. Apparently, when I went into the settings, had 2 types of stabilization. So I turned them both on. So that's good news. It's my first time really actually. So I use this. I'm using this Larix broadcaster app to do this on my phone. It's actually the first time I've tried this in a real stream. I've only ever used it for like testing to make sure the sources are set up right and stuff like that. It's a cute little scooter. Hey Boba, how you doing? Unfortunately, you missed the drone flight. So we went through 3 batteries of drone flying over Lake Union. But there's a Lime scooter up here we're gonna rent and take a little cruise. So that should be pretty fun. Let's see how my battery is. Oh, my battery's still good. Nice. So this is Fairview Park that we're at, and here's the little dock we were on that we were streaming from. Spot served us well today. Okay, so here's the Lime scooter we're going to use. So I have to rent it, which is on the phone that my camera's running. So I think it'll run while it's in the background, but the stream might cut out for a second while I rent this. Stand by. Lime. Is that the one I'm on? Yeah. Oh, it seems like it is still working. Okay, good. No, I don't want a free trial. Okay, so stand. Sorry, the camera's going to be a little weird here for a minute while I do this. Oh, I can't scan because the camera's already in use. Okay, one sec, I gotta stop this. Okay, we should be back now. Cool. Okay, so. Did it start? No, it didn't. Damn it. Maybe I have the line on here. Okay, I think I just tried to, sorry, I think I tried to switch back to my streaming app too fast. So 1 second. I'm gonna stop it again. All right, cool. We're back. We got it rented. Okay, so I have my little funny tripod here that has these flexible legs. And so I'm gonna attach that to the front of this thing. And let's cruise. And then I'll look at the map and see if we can figure out a fun place to cruise to. I wish I could show you guys the setup here, but I only have one camera at the moment. Pretty friggin' funny. With this thing, I got this thing wrapped around the handlebars. Let's see, I gotta find a little bit better spot than that. Okay. There we go. Okay, that feels pretty stable. Okay, cool. That for a second, and you know what I think we'll do is I think we'll just kind of go south down. We'll just kind of go south down the water, I think, to downtown, and look at the what are they called? The seaplanes land. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Okay. Let's get moving. Turn that Hell yeah. Okay, this he's like on a bike path. Let's go over to the bike path if we can. It's like a little bit of a nicer view. So you're probably going to get wind noise, I imagine. Like I said, I don't got my good microphones on. Whee! Not quite enough battery power to go up that hill in a reasonable way. I'm having to bring my feet off and scoot. Okay, here's our chance. You know what I just realized too? I have Speedify on my Pi right now, but not on my phone. So let me hook it up, start it up on my phone real quick. Because I think this is gonna work actually. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. This is this is working better than I thought it was going to. Okay, cool. So 170 more. So let's see. On my phone. See if it sees it. Okay, sorry, hang on a minute. The Nighthawk automatically goes to sleep after a little bit. Not the internet connection, but like the broadcasting, the Wi-Fi. So let me turn that on. I just gotta press the power button once and then it like wakes it up enough so you can see it on Wi-Fi. Now it should show up. I just noticed you have a permadeath tag. Let's make sure it's working. Okay. Check my delay. 360. Ah, shit, it went sideways, didn't it? Why did it do that? What the hell? I think it's confused. Maybe now. There we go. Okay, cool. Seems like it's on the right one now. Okay, sorry for the delays. Let's go. Yeah, I saw another, there's this other streamer named Redempto, your granny, that I saw use the permadeath tag on his IRL stream, and I thought that was hilarious. So I do now too. Whee! We're cruising again. All right. Here's a nice little park. I thought about that one we just passed. I thought about flying from there too, but there is quite a few people. So I was kind of stoked when I found that dock. We're gonna stay close to the water. And try to find like a little trail or something. And we're heading back toward downtown. These things are too much fun. They also have electric bikes, which I know Diatom's recently got an electric bike. And I had just rode one for the first time very recently. Holy shit, those things are fun. Although it, oh my god, it's a rough area. What was I gonna say about it? Oh, it feels like cheating. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, man, you barely pedal those things and you're just like off and cruising. I love it. It's like a motorcycle, but you know, slower. Rough pavement here. So you probably can't tell very well, but we're like right next to the water. We're cruising right along the edge of Lake Union right here, and they have a bunch of these little tiny parks here. Let's see if there's another one. These all look like private property, but like that little spot we were on, that little dock we were on, was actually a public park where you can. I mean, I think they're made for like if you want to put in with your canoe or kayak or something like that. You know, like hand put in your watercraft. Let's see. Sorry. Well, what's my point? My point is there's a bunch right there, and that's super cool. Oh, look, they got a sign here for Seattle Seaplanes. Scenic flights, $120. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at this little bike path. Put the scooter out on here. Okay, how's that working? Seems to be working all right. Okay. Let's see if I can move the camera and show you the water while I go forward. I don't know if that's working or not. getting all... This tripod is not made for the rough and tumble. Let me get this thing tightened up a little bit here. There we go. That tightened it up. Okay, I think there was a path down here. Let's see if there is. Oh, maybe that was back there. Oh, this is a public shore, it says. What a pretty little spot. Some old bay. Well, I'm pretty happy that we got through 3 drone batteries with the stream working basically the whole time. With a little excitement at the end. Space Needle here in a second. Nice. So Lake Union here, they have this, I don't know if it's like a non-profit or what it is, but it's like, I think it's by donation only. I don't know if it's a non-profit, but anyway, it's called like the Center for Wooden Boats. And you can actually rent a wooden boat and like take it out and paddle it and stuff, which seems hella cool. So maybe we'll try to do that on stream if I have a free day when there's nice weather. I don't have a lot of free days coming up, but that would be fun. Yeah, Anakin, pretty sweet, huh? Cruising around. Let's cruise. Let's cruise out here to the edge. Anakin, you were with me when we were cruising around this scooter in Rome. Not this scooter, but a scooter. Okay, this wood is a little bit too much. A little bit too much for the scooter. A nice little lakeside at Chandler's Cove restaurant. Let's look out here at the water. Can I show you my reflection in the window? I sure can. Let's find, I saw one back here. Oh, look, here I am. Oh, that window's too high. Ah, here we go. Here's some good ones. Oh, maybe hard to see. That's all done. Let's go to this one. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see all my stuff on me. My antennas. I look like a robot man. People see me, they probably think I'm a weird robot. Can I do any scooter hits? No. Hey Thunderhead, what's up? How's it going? Want to see a rig? Yeah, check it out. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. So this is so I got my tripod wrapped around the handles here on these funny little, it's got these funny little bendy arms. Normally my GoPro's hooked up to this backpack attachment right here. I don't know if you can see that. And then I also have a tripod for my GoPro I can pull out. Ooh, let's go boat shopping. Who wants a 42-foot yacht? It doesn't say the price. I would guess if you have to ask, you can't afford it. It's not bad. You can have a little picnic right here. Do I get a 42-foot yacht with my viewers and followers? I would delete it, but let's see, maybe I can. I don't know, whatever. I don't think it matters too much. Oh, I can't from this app. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah, why do they never put prices on expensive things? Exactly. Okay, let me get this tightened back up. Twist this. There we go. That's about as tight as it gets. Okay. Okay, so let's go back the way we were going before we got derailed with that pretty little pier, which is back toward South Lake Union and then toward downtown. Fall machine, what's up? That's right. You need to buy some followers, Fall Machine, for your new stream. Okay, so up here we're coming up to that to the Center for Wooden Bugs. So I'll show you all that. It's pretty cool. So here's some of them. Let me turn my screen on so I can see what you guys are seeing. So this is cool. They got some of the stuff here from the Salish Coast tribes. I don't know enough about it to know which ones, but around here we have the Suquamish and the Duwamish. Here's one of their totem poles. Those are the main Salish Coast tribes here in this area. Look at this front of this one. That's pretty cool. think I'm in like a no ride zone because the scooter stopped giving me electricity. So this is the Center for Wooden Boats. You know what? I'll just park the scooter and we'll walk, and then we'll just get another one if we need to. So let me stop the ride. I can't even end here. It doesn't even let me end here because I'm in a no-go zone. Okay. There's Google in front of us. Alright, we'll park it here with one of these other million of them. Okay, we're back on foot now. So, yeah. And let's show you around. You're already meeting the fine folks. Initial impressions are serious, trustworthy firm with emphasis on customer service. I love it. I love it. Abandoned scoot. The snapshots, Brendan, were crashed the stream earlier. So, I'm gonna leave those, or not run those. Yeah, there's Google with their big ass lake facing. Yeah, I don't know why it crashed it. Abandoned scoot. I repeat. Okay, let me swap this view here. There we go. Maybe there's one more. Okay, cool. So let me show you these awesome boats. So we were just over there a second ago. That's where the canoes were that we saw and the totem pole. But then this here is the Center for Wooden Boats. And there's a bunch of cool boats up here. We'll go look at them. Look at this cute old building. So there's another museum right here. This is the Mohai. It's like the Museum of something in industry. I can't remember exactly what. I've never been in there. Ooh. Doors open. I know they're not open right now today because I checked. And this door was locked earlier, so we won't go in there. But we can look at it from this side. Yeah, this is actually the first place I came today to try and stream, but there was just like way too much air traffic and stuff going on, and too many people. Here's the Sea Witch. It's a good name for a boat. 1906. This Sea Witch right here. Yeah, so the Center for Wooden Boats. They have an outdoor classroom. Maybe you can see that. And this is where they do their boat rentals. So we could come down here and rent one of these maybe. I think you can rent all those guys over there on the other pier. The ones that are upside down. And I think they even rent out the little dinghy sailboats. Which would be pretty fun, just like the ones that it's like one mast and you can control it by yourself. Pretty cool. stuff. History stuff. Well, here's some more history and some more stuff up here in just a second. Yeah, like wouldn't that be a fun little sailboat to take out right there? Okay. So here, let me switch the camera around and I can zoom in and stuff. So this is the MV Lotus cruising houseboat. It says open for tours. Let's see if we can do a little tour. Weddings, historic floating lodge. Teas. Hi there. There's a lot of people in there, so maybe we'll come back because I don't want to put people on camera that don't want to be. So we'll walk back in a little bit. It's a little too small. So this boat is called the Duwamish. Oh, it's a Seattle fireboat. Look at that. Wheelchair and dog friendly. Oh, they're closed. Otherwise, we would totally go on there. So for those of you that don't know, I was a firefighter for 4 years. That'd be fun to go on. Wow, look at the size of this thing. Oh, and there's an Arthur Foss. Here's an 1889 tugboat. Firefighters get in free, maybe. I have this thing in my wallet called a challenge coin. That they often give out in fire and military and other things like that. But kind of like how it works is not how it works, but it's just kind of like a cool little thing you can have is to remember your time. Sometimes they might give it to you for a specific event. Other times they might give it to you for like years of service or something. But anyway, what you do is like if you're out with a group of other firefighters or whatever, you'll put your challenge coin on the table. Say you're at a bar or something. Oh, there's a guy taking a picture. You put your challenge coin on the table, and then the last person to pull out their challenge coin, or if they don't have any, then they gotta buy the drinks. Oh, there's a fountain over here. We'll go take a look at that. I also need to tighten down my antenna. It's flapping around. That's that sound that keeps clacking on the back of my backpack. Oh yeah, let's look at the seaplanes. Look at the size of this thing. So this is earlier when we saw the seaplanes land. This was the area in which they were landing. There's a Space Needle. Goose poop everywhere.
She just
Museum of History and Industry. That's what the MOHAI stands for. I knew it was something with industry, but this is a pretty sad fountain, I'm gonna say. Maybe it's for testing boats on or something. A little RC boat on that would be fun as hell. Hannah and I have this recurring joke where whenever we're out somewhere and we see a fountain, we always rate it. I would rate that one 3 out of 10. It gets 3 for the amount of water that it holds, but no other points because it's not shooting water anywhere. What's the point of a fountain if it's not shooting water? Lace leaf Japanese maple tree. Humble tree laid roots in at least 4 places over its lifetime. One of 5 maples imported from Japan for the Alaska Yukon Pacific Exposition in 1909. Sweet. Look at all these geese. Oh, little babies. I better not get too close. I don't want the mama to get mad at me. Next time you have a fire, you'll give me a call. You can try. I'll get there as soon as I can. If you don't have the coin, just confidently pull up a generic coin and hope nobody notices. Yeah, exactly. Wow, there's lots of geese. I've never really walked through this park before. Through this area of it, anyway. Let me give you guys a little geese fear here while I tighten down my antenna so it stops flopping around. What's this right here? Oh, they're getting brave. They're coming closer. What are you doing, buddy? This is now a nature and wildlife stream. Hey Chuck, thanks for the amazing immersive experience. The stream was beautiful as fuck. Hey, appreciate it, Chuck. See you around, hopefully. Glad you enjoyed it. The stream has everything. Ah, thanks, Mind of a Snail. More avian poundage than the whole of the diatom stream this morning. That's true. Just one of these. Stop and sketch the birds. I would if I had any skills of sketching or a sketch pad. Okay. Stop and sketch the birds. Stop and smell the flowers. Okay, I think my antenna will stop flapping. Hopefully. Well, what do you think? Where should we go now? Should we go to the Space Needle? It's not that far. It's just right there. Your GoPro 10 should arrive any day now, but I have to wait at least for the week for the encoder. Oh, right on. What'd you go with for the encoder? Did you get the TBS 2603 SE or AU? Or something else? Bella Box? I love talking tech stuff. I love playing with it. Stop and smell the goose. We did see, I thought we saw a little goslings. Here, let me show you the goslings. I'm going to zoom in so I don't have to get too close. Look at these guys. You haven't ordered the encoder yet. TBS would be easiest, but you're trying to look at other options. Yeah. The main other option I would recommend, if you're technically savvy, would be the Bella Box, but it is harder to set up. The nice thing is that it does kind of everything in one. It can encode and do the connection bonding and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, anyway, feel free to hit me up in Discord if you have any issues with the setup or anything. I've set up the TBS, Raspberry Pi, all that stuff. So I'm pretty savvy with it. I wonder if Bella Box is working. Honestly, I think I would do a Bella Box if I could start all over. But I'm already many hundreds of dollars deep into my current setup. Also, it's hard to get a hold. I don't know where you're at, but it can be hard to get a hold of the Jetson Nano mini computers, which is what you need. The NVIDIA Jetson Nano. Yeah, I think Jetson Nano. How long can you run a setup with a 20K and 10K power banks? I can run for, I don't know, I've never ran it out of juice before, but about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, depending on what I'm doing. We did 4 hours the other day, and still on Hannah's stream. We did a stream outside at Seattle Center at the Space Needle with her playing guitar, and that was with the GoPro and the good microphones and all that stuff. And anyway, 4 hours, we were still at like 50% battery, so I think we could get to about 8. You're from Finland? Yeah, I don't know how hard it is to get the Jetson Nano in Finland. Sometimes I think it's made, or I don't know if it's probably not made in the States, but NVIDIA's from the States. I don't know if they have European distribution for those. They've been, ever since COVID, they've been pretty hard to get a hold of. So maybe you'll get lucky though in Finland. I'm not sure. Ron D uses Bella Box. Yeah, a lot of people use Bella Box. It's a good setup. The main benefit Bella Box has over the TBS encoders is that the Bella Box can do variable bitrate encoding on the fly. So like it will detect your net speed, your upload speed, and automatically throttle, decrease or increase the bandwidth or the bitrate for your stream to make sure that it doesn't crash, which is awesome. The TBS does not do that. The TBS is a fixed bitrate. So if you're noticing that the stream is getting like laggy or jumping and stuff, you have to manually change the bitrate, which is kind of a pain. So it kind of depends on where you are and what you're doing. The benefit of the TBS encoders is that you just plug those babies in, and they just like automatically start and go. You don't have to press anything. They're like as hands off as it gets. So there's some benefits to the TBS over the Bella Box, for sure. Just like anything, pros and cons. You follow Hannah too. Try to send some fins in a radio way someday. Yeah, I'd love that, Kevin. That'd be awesome. I wonder how expensive the Nano is. I think the thing is last time I looked, which was a few months ago, maybe things have changed now, but last time I looked, they were many hundreds of dollars over MSRP just because you couldn't find them. And so the people that were selling them were really doing some price gouging. But maybe they're back in stock. Okay, but let's grab one of these Link scooters and let's head over to the Space Needle. And then, let's check out. I think Hannah's going to be starting soonish. So maybe we'll go until she starts. And then we'll rate her. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Doesn't look like she's on yet. So if you do see Hannah pop on, if anybody's paying attention, no worries if you're not. But if you could let me know, that'd be awesome. Yeah, let me BRB screen while I get the scooter. It's a good call. Just take a second to get it. So it'll take about, should be less than a minute. Okay. I think we're back. We'll see. Yes, it appears so. I hear sound. Cool. Okay, so I got the same Lime scooter rented as before. We're back at the Center of Wooden Boats. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's cruise over to the Space Needle. I looked at the forecast today, and it was supposed to be cloudy all day, so I did not wear my sunglasses or my automatically changing prescription glasses, and now I'm regretting it. Okay, y'all ready for another scooter cruise? We'll go through downtown, and we'll go look at the Space Needle. How's my battery on my phones? 29. I guess I should plug this one in. Is it 28? Okay, well, I'll have to swap which ones I have plugged in a few minutes. Okay, whatever. There's a Tesla. You see those fuckers? Not fuckers, but you see those all over. city. Because we're kind of we're down by the water, which doesn't quite have the big buildings. Might be more fun. Oh shit, the image stabilization? Did the image stabilization seem to be off now? I wonder if it stopped because I hit the stop button. So if the Jetson Nano is a lot cheaper than the... Oh, the Jetson Nano is a lot cheaper than the encoder if you can just find it. Okay, yeah. Nice. So yeah, Kappa, do you consider yourself fairly tech savvy? Because I've heard that setting up the Bella box is not so easy if you're not very tech savvy. I mean, you can do it. Anybody could do it. It's just that it might take more fiddling than you expect. But anytime you're doing outdoor streaming, you got to fiddle. So, okay, good. Yeah, I'm sure you can do it. Though. Yeah. All right. Awesome. How much are you finding it for, Kappa? I'm curious. This isn't the most direct way to the space tunnel, but it's the more fun way. This is funny, right here on the right, I'll try to get the camera over there. It's this place called the Athletic Awards, business. And it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you're like, go to Little League and they give you trophies, it's like, it makes those kind of trophies. And they have this like small, like 1-story building here in the middle of Seattle. And somehow it's stayed in business for all these years. Pretty funny. Hey, Portland Law, how you doing? Welcome in. I should probably change my stream title. We're no longer, if you saw the stream, it mentions the drone on there. We're up here in Seattle right now. I assume you're down in Portland, where I grew up, by the way. But yeah, we went and flew the drone over Lake Union here in Seattle. We had 3 flights before I ran out of battery. And now for the fun of it, we hopped on a scooter and we're cruising up to the Space Needle, just for fun. I gotta tighten up this tripod a little bit. This setup is hilarious. Normally I have a GoPro that I stream with, but my partner, she's getting ready to stream music here in a few minutes. And, or whenever, I'm not exactly sure when she's starting, but so she's got the camera at home right now. Flying the scooter, yeah, exactly. I need to hook up some wires up to the drone and have it carry me. Oh, we can go through this park. Sometimes these are no-go zones and the scooter shuts off. Yep, it shut off on me. I gotta turn back around. Alright, back phone to the bike path. There we go. Alright, let me pan the camera up a little bit here. Maybe you guys can see some of the buildings. Try to get this a little tighter on here. Cool. All right, now we'll take a right. We'll head toward the Space Needle. Let me show you some more buildings. And in theory, my map in the I can't really tell when I'm streaming because it's hard to see on my phone. But the map in the upper right-hand corner should be updated with like my location. Usually it works. Rides back to the apartment, pulls up the hand-on scooter. I love riding these things. I know some people hate them, but I have a good as hell time on them. There's another spot that looks kind of cool. There's a place called Volunteer Park in Seattle that I'd like to go to take the stream to. I don't know when I'd be able to, but that's my point. I don't know. I got a few other places in mind, I guess, is all I'm trying to say. Some places that might be fun to go check out. There's the Space Needle. There's the Eiffel Tower. We're in Paris. We made it. I didn't stop at the stop sign. Don't tell anybody. Oh, the camera's having a hard time on it. Well, looks like there's something going on at the Seattle Center here, so we'll go check it out. Let's see, is that what I'm seeing? I think? Yeah, I guess that's about right. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna hop off the scooter here in a second. And we're gonna check out what's going on here at Seattle Center. Here's a little spot to park. stand by 1 second. The camera's going to get messed up while I... Actually, maybe it won't. I just got to end the ride. Looks like it's like a Native American thing. American Indigenous something. Oh, political prisoner. All right, let's see what they got to say. So here we are at the Seattle Space Needle, or Seattle Center. So this is where the base of the Space Needle is. This is also where the, well, it once was called the Experience Music Project, but now it's called MoMA, Museum of Modern Art, is over there. There's a cool Chris Cornell statue out front.
Listen to the drum, not me, the drum. So when I say stop, you don't listen to me. You listen to the drum.
Leonard Peltier.
Oh, shake, everyone, shake. There you
We'll have to look him up later.
Safety first. Too kind. You're being a gentleman there. Big round of applause, all our competitors out there. Here we go.
Cool sculptures.
2 chairs at a time. Around the water bottles.
I don't know what they're doing. Oh, folk life.
Pick it up.
Hey, Asymmetrical, what's up? Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat. Art, exactly. Follies folk life this weekend. Yeah.
There's a gentleman right there. 2 gentlemen. And the young ones didn't even sit yet.
Oh, it's like musical chairs.
Okay, here we go, Spearfish. Oh, they were done. Tiny Tots stand by.
Dancing workshop group listening game. So
Here we go, Spearfish.
Pretty much all green.
Down to 2 chairs. Cheer them on, ladies and gentlemen, cheer them on. We're down to the final 3. One of these dancers is going to win $45 cash, a breakfast bar, Native American jewelry, Indian medicine, and a t-shirt.
Nice.
Stare down. Is that part of the contest?
He's staying close to the chair.
Dance around, you might get tapped out. The chair is moving now. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And there's your winner. We were just kidding about these prizes. You get the water. That's what you get. Actually, come forward, young man. You gotta say your name and where you're from.
Andy Hederberg.
From Shoreline, big round of applause. Here you go. You got yourself some Indian medicine, a breakfast bar, $45 in cash.
Ooh, dang.
Something for your grandma, some Native American jewelry, and a t-shirt. Good job. Another big round of applause. Here's a bag for you. Good job. We went from nothing to be one to all that. Thank you for people who donated.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was folk life this week.
Okay, Tiny Tots, stand by right after this round dance. We're going to do our Tiny Tots. That's 5 years and younger. Anyone who is 5 years old and younger. So we're at Little Battle. Let's get that microphone on over to round dance.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we'll move on. Check out what else is happening here. Folk life.
Don't let Joey dance by himself. We need more people out there.
Super cool.
Or he is
No.
the only friendly person in the house. This is a friendship dance, a round dance.
Men.
Don't be shy. Come on out.
That was fun.
Come on out. Let's see if we can complete a circle.
I guess I need to silence my phone, huh? So it doesn't do that. All right. Well, let's go look around. How you doing, Asa? I gotta go compete next year. How much to get on the tower, the Space Needle? That's a good question. I think like 40 or bucks or something like that. Oh, here we go. Some Twitch music for you. This is Chuli glass, I would bet. If memory serves. Or we're in the Chuli area, maybe. Cousin Andrea's there somewhere working the event. Oh, right on. I'll keep an eye out for her. Makes you feel like you're popular. Many years ago, I was in a band and we played folk life, and it was a super fun show. This is where we were at the other day with Hannah. Oh, actually, no, this isn't where we were at with Hannah. I wonder when the next show is. Oh shit, they got fair food up here. I smell weed. Hey, this is cool. Be proud. Nice. Yeah, there are YouTube videos of that. Yeah, that's right. Okay, what are our options here? We got curly fries and corn dogs. We got bumpus burgers. Deep fried PB&Js. I hope I brought some cash with me. I think I did.
I'm just letting you.
Whoa. You did deep fried Oreos the other day. Ooh, that does sound good. I've heard of that, but I've never actually had it myself. Although, yeah, deep fried, how could you go wrong? Better get some of that. I think I better get a deep fried PB&J. I've never even heard of such a thing. Oh, and there's a beer garden. VIP beer garden. Am I a VIP? What does it take to be a VIP? I'm a VIP in people's Twitch channels. Think that counts? Think I can show them like a VIP badge in somebody's Twitch channel and then let me in? I'm just a guy, exactly. That's all I need to do, hey Sim. You got it. Must be snacky. You've been streaming for a while. Yeah, I have been streaming for a while. That's true. I am getting a little snacky. I had a